Manitowoc police are offering a reward for information on a suspect involved in an attempted homicide over the weekend. As we first alerted you, officers responded to the 2700 block of Vauban Street Saturday for reports of a person who was shot. The victim was taken to a nearby hospital to be treated. The suspect took off, and officials described that suspect as a 5'9" black man in his 30s. He has a slim build, clean shaven with short black hair, last seen wearing dark clothes. He may have facial injuries, officials say, after an altercation with the victim. Officials offering a reward up to $1,000. Please call the Manitowoc Police Department or Crime Stoppers at 920-683-4466 if you have any information. The Manitowoc